doctrine of victimization has been preached to this Afro-American slave by his civic organizations, by his black church, black politicians, black entertainers, black athletes, all hands on deck to continually teach and preach to this shine that you are indeed a victim. This is the reason why when you talk to these shines and you ask them about not only Ferguson, but you ask them about Baltimore, and you will never hear any degree of personal accountability. You're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear it. Because this Negro believes that he is completely justified in his behavior. This is the reason why that buffoonish, ignorant-ass mayor said what she said. When it happened on Monday, we're going to give them space to tear up. The reason why she said that is because she believes that they're victims, and she wants them to at least be able to express their anger over being victimized. This is the doctrine. It makes no sense. Because then you have groups of Negroes destroying their own community. And if you sit this Negro down and you try to rationalize with him, you will get no logic from him. All you're going to get is endless rationalizations and justification for him being a complete moron. Because that's what you see there in Baltimore, moronic behavior. And the reason why you have this is, again, this is the offshoot, the spinoff, the residual effects of the doctrine of victimology. You will have no personal accountability nowhere on the radar. This is the reason why you will find those Negroes leapfrogging over all of the Negroes that are there in Baltimore. They will leapfrog over all of them. And they will go right and home in on white supremacy, the ongoing legacy of slavery. This is what they'll do. If you go and you tell these Negroes, look, Negro, the officers that were charged, they're not all white. 3 of those officers are black. The Negro will then come back with a rationale and say, well, they probably were just following because they Uncle Toms, they sellouts. See, the Negro always has an excuse to paint the narrative that he wants to paint. If you go to this Negro, as I have, and you ask this shine, well, Negro, if Baltimore, the area where you have all the rights, and we know we have a buffoonish, ignorant-ass black mayor. We all understand that. I think we all are in agreement on that. The broad don't know what she's doing. I mean, we all, that's a consensus. We don't have to debate that. I mean, I think she would be better served if she put out a selfie and took a picture and posted it on Instagram, or just turned around and started twerking. Then she would be in her element. Because trying to be a political leader, she's clearly in over her head. I mean, we all can agree on that. So we got one thing we can agree on. But yet and still, bypassing the buffoonish, ignorant-ass mayor who's in over her head, bypassing your city council, bypassing the police chief. And you ask this nigga, well, what about Elijah Cummings, Congressman Elijah Cummings, who's that district where the rioting is taking place, that's his district. And this shine, Elijah Cummings, also known as Elijah Cumstain, this buffoonish ass Negro has been in office since 1996. We're talking about damn near 2 decades of political failure. His district is 64% Negro. 5% foreigners, 1% Latino. The unemployment rate in his district is 13.7%. You have crumbling schools, you have a poor infrastructure, you have crime, drugs, not to mention what y'all say the police are doing to y'all. All in a black congressman's district. And he's been there since 1996. Now, when you tell this Negro this, he'll sit back and he'll tell you, well, it don't matter who's there. Well, wait a minute, Shine. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. We can't let you get away with that. If Congressman Cummings has been in Congress since 1996, and that district, District 7, is dilapidated, poor infrastructure, crime, 13.7% unemployment, and you got all this going on in this black congressman's district. Yet, he's been there since 1996. So that means that he's come up for a re-election. So that also means that you Negroes are the ones who put him back in office. After all, his district is made up 64% of y'all. So since you Shines are putting him back in office, even though he's done nothing for you, but yet still you keep re-electing the guy. But he has shown you that he has your best interest. It's not in his heart. He don't care. But the Negro will bypass the complete and utter political failure of Elijah Cummings. And they will immediately talk about the ongoing legacy of slavery. And the reason why they do that is because of the doctrine of victimology. It's easier to blame slavery than to become politically active and organized to get this buffoon out of office. So you keep voting for the guy, even though he has done nothing for your district. Now here's where the logic of this Shine, again, the only place that you can understand this shit is if you're in a freak show at a circus. If you ask the Negro, as I have, Negro, why is it that you don't support the Republican Party or support Republican candidates? Why is that? The Shine will tell you, as they have told me, well, the Republican Party and their candidates don't care about me. The Republican Party and their candidates don't have my best interests at heart. They're racist towards me. They mistreat me. They're not interested in me. They won't do anything for me. So therefore, this is the reason why I won't vote for them. Now that's what they say about the Republican. Yet you have Elijah Cummings, who has shown you since 1996, based upon his district, that he doesn't care about you. Based upon his district and the unemployment rate, that has not your concern at heart. Based upon his district, he's going to mistreat you and abuse you. The same thing that you said, the reason why you would not vote for the Republican, you still go out and re-elect this guy, Elijah Cummings, and he's doing the exact same thing. The guy has done absolutely nothing for that district. But yet it's still you Negroes will leapfrog that, you will bypass that, and go right to the ongoing legacy of slavery and white supremacy. Why? The doctrine of victimology. The doctrine of victimology has no room for personal accountability. Personal accountability is diametrically opposed to the doctrine of victimology. If you tell this Negro that you need to get off your ass, put your nose to the grindstone, roll up your sleeves, and bust your balls to try to make a way for yourself and your people, he don't want to hear that. He refuses to listen to that. It's easier for him to believe that there's somebody behind the tree manipulating him, mistreating him, exploiting him. That's the doctrine of victimology. But now when you come in the case of Baltimore and all the faces look like him, Elijah Cummings is Negro. The buffoonish twerking mayor, Negro. Councilman, Negroes. Police chief, Negro. So now, who's exploiting you, brother? Why is it that you cannot connect these dots? Now, I'm telling you what the Negro does. Because again, like I said, you Negroes can't fool me. Because I studied y'all. I know you Negroes. I know what y'all believe. I know why y'all believe it. I know what y'all will say and do in any given situation, no matter what the circumstance. I know y'all. So what y'all gonna say now is, neither party cares about us. It doesn't matter. Even though you don't spend your time even entertaining the other party. Never giving them a chance. So you don't know what they will do for you. Plus, because you're lazy, politically lazy, which again is a byproduct of victimization. Because the victimization is going to tell you no matter what you do, it ain't going to matter. Even though you have other cultures who've organized themselves politically. You have other cultures who get things what they need for their community by organizing, becoming a political force, backing their vote with an agenda, backing it with money, and getting what they need from these politicians. There's other cultures that have done it. Hispanics have done it. Gays have done it. White folks have done it. You know damn well Jews have done it. So everybody else understands the rules of the game, the rules of engagement. Everybody else got this. The only person who will sit back twiddling his thumbs and complaining that nobody gives a fuck about him because they're exploiting him and they're white racists is this Negro. This is the reason why this shine will not address Elijah Cummings. They have nothing to say to the guy. Even though this buffoon has been in Congress excuse me, since 1996. And his district looks like a war zone. You've seen the images. You've seen it on the news. This is a black congressman's district. This is a crying shame. This is what you call political failure. But because Elijah Cummings is an Afro-American Negro, they give him a pass. Because it would be much easier for the Negro to digest this if it was a white Republican. Even if it was a white Democrat, they could easier come back and say, well, it's racism. But because it's a Negro, a shine just like them, they don't want to deal with it. They excuse it, they will ignore it, they won't say anything about it. This is the reason why when Elijah Cummings, when that buffoonish, ignorant-ass twerking mayor, when somebody whispered in her ear and told her, look, heifer, institute a curfew, shit. Because she didn't come up with that on her own. We know this. Because again, like I said, she might as well pull out an iPhone with a selfie stick, turned around backwards like they do, and took a selfie and posted that on Instagram with a tight skirt and heels on. Or she might as well just drop it like it's hot and started twerking. Because then she would be in her element. We can understand that. We can't understand her trying to be no politician because she's in over her head. We all agree on that. So somebody came to this heifer and told her, listen, heifer, institute a curfew. Now when she instituted this curfew, now you got Elijah Cummings coming down to his district with a bullhorn, telling everybody it's time to go home when the curfew was in effect. Oh, y'all got to go home. Wait a minute, Cummings. Is this the first time that you've been in this district? Is this the first time that you've been here? I mean, you don't care nothing about this district. You don't care nothing about the people. Now, all of a sudden, because the nation is looking in on you, and everybody's wondering, whose district is that? That's Elijah Cummings' district. Now you want to show up there like you so concerned. And the crime in this is that you bojangling, buck dancing Negroes give them a pass.